Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this lecture we will understand one very important concept called contexts in Oracle Fusion Fast Formula. Okay, so you remember when I was explaining you database items, I told you it fetches a column. Database is nothing but a column from the table or a view in the backend database, and system runs a where clause on the table. And I mentioned at that time that this where clause is actually the context inside the fast formula. Let me just give you an example. For example, if we are fetching this one, this per underscore asg underscore job underscore name database item. So what it does is it just selects in the backend, select for example job underscore name, the column name will be different, from per all underscore assignments underscore m, where assignment id equals to some assignment id and I'm just giving you context, and effective date is anything, right? So parameter, I'm just giving you an example. The column name will be different. So this is nothing. When you call a database item, it goes into the backend from the table or view. It fetches the column name and it puts some where condition, that on which where condition you should bring the job name from this table. Okay, and how fast formula does this is using something called contexts in Fusion Fast Formula. So where here the assignment id is something and effective date is something, right? This Fusion Fast Formula automatically passes the assignment id and effective date when we call the database item. Okay, and we don't need to pass the context id, context like assignment id is this, effective id is this. We just give the database item name and system automatically brings the data for this employee who we are running the payroll, and based on the effective date we are running the payroll. Okay, so in the normal scenarios we don't need to pass the context and system is automatically doing into the backend. But sometime you might get the requirement that you need to change this where condition here. Currently system will always run for the employee. We are running the payroll or we are working with any other module, absence or compensation, and you want to change it. Then you have to use something called contexts in the Oracle Fusion Fast Formula. Okay, so I hope you got the concept that what is context. Context is nothing but a where condition inside the, when we write select star from a table, where this where condition is context, we have to pass this. Okay, so there are different kind of contexts available in each different formula type. I will explain this in the next lecture as well, but in this lecture I will explain how we can work with the context. Okay, so for example this payroll access to HR formula, it has these contexts available which we can pass as a condition. Okay, so if you want to change the location id, you can change this location id context. Mostly the one we work with are HR assignment id, person id, and the effective date. Where is the effective date? These three are mostly we work with, but since you can check for each formula type which are the contexts available, and you can change those contexts and you can work with those contexts for different formulas. Okay, so these are kind of different contexts available that we can work with. So once I write this, then you will understand what I mean by here. So let me remove this. Okay, so first of all, if you when system is running the fast formula, it will automatically take the assignment id, person id, effective date for the employee we are running, for example the payroll or absence module or whatever. It will pass in the database item and it will return you the result. Okay, we don't need to do anything. But sometime you might get a requirement that you need to get the employee person id, or you need to get the assignment id, or you need to get the effective date of the current fast formula is running. Okay, so how we do that? We call the formula called get underscore context. Okay, so let me get the for example l underscore person id equals to get underscore context. We have to give we have to use the exact context name. So the context name to get the context id is person id, and we have to give the default value. Okay, let me get assignment ID also for the employee we are working on. We have, let me pass the same get context, and the context name for assignment is, I know because I'm using it, but you need to know the context name. So it's called HR underscore assignment ID, and we have to give the default value when we are getting the context. Okay. And for example, let me get the effective date also. Effective date, get underscore context, and the context name is effective date. Okay. So let me give here effective date, and we have to give the default for effective date as well. So let me give some effective date, for example 1900/01/01, and I will call it as a date. Okay. So right now what I did, I used this function get underscore context, get underscore context, get underscore context, and I gave the context name. So in the first one I'm getting the person ID, second one I'm getting the assignment ID, and third one I'm getting the effective date that currently is being used. Okay. I'm not doing nothing. I will just use these values, and I will give the output. Okay. So let me give the output now for these variables to show you the result. We know how we can write the log. Okay. So I will say test context values. Okay. And L underscore person ID is equal to L underscore person ID, and we have to make it underscore this one like this. Okay. And then let me make let's make this one L underscore assignment ID equals to assignment ID equals to assignment ID assignment ID, and also let me give effective date also. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the get context function to get the person ID, the one the first formula is using. So if you want to get the person ID of the employee we are running the payroll, we will use this person ID. And as I showed you in the lecture of the value sets, that sometime we need to get the IDs also. We need to get ID, person ID, assignment ID, so that we can use those values to pass into the SQL query that we will as a parameter in the value set. Or we can any other requirement. We can use this person ID, get this person ID, and call another first formula for some other purpose, and we can pass this person ID in the first formula and work with this. So if you want to get the person ID, assignment ID, we have to do it through the get context function. Okay. And this I'm just logging the result. Okay. So let me just submit. Let me just compile now. Okay. What it is saying, does not exist or combination for the parameter. Get does not exist or combination of parameter types does not match. Line number 18. Get underscore context person ID. Get underscore context. Okay. Let us check now. What's the issue now? Line 24. We have to, okay, I have to concatenate it. Let me bring it here. Okay. Let us compile now. let's see our, yes, now it is working. So I'm using the get underscore context function to get person ID, assignment and year effective date. I'm just logging it. Okay, so let me run the quick pay now. We are calling this FOSS formula, test underscore child underscore formula, from our test underscore bonus element as a child formula. Okay, so let us see the logs now. Quick pay is running. It's very simple. Like it looks complex when you start, but it's easy once you understand the full purpose of context and how we work with it. Then it's the matter of practice. You need to know the context IDs, and you, in the different formula types there are different contexts. So once you start practicing it, it will become very easy. So once you understand the concept, it will be very easy for you. Okay, so let us see logs now. This one, and let me download. Okay, here you can see we are using test context values. Okay, and here you can see we are using test context value underscore person ID. This is the person ID, L underscore assignment ID. This is the assignment ID. This is the ID and person ID stored in the database, and this is the effective date 31st of May 2026, because we are running the payroll for month of May. Okay, so I hope you this is now clear that we use this get underscore context function, and we can get the person ID, assignment ID, or different kind of context values that we have available inside the FOSS formula. So now we have seen that how we can get the get context, person ID, assignment ID, or whatever context available inside the FOSS formula. Now sometime a requirement comes that you have to change the context, you have to change the where clause condition. It can come, for example, you want to get the employees data for different effective date. Okay, currently this was running on today's effective date, the one we are working right now. So today's effective date it is working, but sometime you might get a requirement that you have to fetch the employees data based on 1 year back or 2 year back, or you got the effective date based on some business logic or requirement in some variable, and you have to go get the employees data on that effective date. Okay, so in this case you cannot work directly, you cannot directly write the database item name. You have to use change underscore context block, and in that block you will fetch the database item name. In that case it will work on that particular where condition, where by where condition we means context using change underscore context. Let me explain you, let me show you. Okay, so now for example we have we just did the logging here for this employee. What I did, I already made the scenario for this employee, the one we are working on. So this employee has, for example, he has 2 historical records. Okay, you can see from 10th of December 2004 he has 1 employee record, assignment record, and from 6th of June 2006 he has different assignment record. Okay, so here you can see that from in the first record, from date of hire till 6th of May 2006, the grade was admin and the location was Al Maktoum branch. Okay, and when we move to the next current record, the grade is admin 02 and location is Marina branch. So let me show you what I mean when we do the change underscore context. So let me write the L underscore current effective date location is equal to, and we know how to get the we get the location we have to search for the database item location name. Okay, so let me search the database item name for location. So it is per underscore location per ASD location name. Okay, so this is when we are fetching this one, it will fetch the location for current effective date from today. Okay, and let me get the grade also for current effective date L, and because we are not this we are writing plain per underscore ASD underscore location name, so system will run on the current effective date. Okay, so current underscore effective date underscore grade. Okay, let me get grade also per ASD grade name. Okay, per underscore grade underscore name. Okay, and let me write it also. Okay, so I will say test change context values, and this one is equal to this this one, and we have to and we will pass this one, and we will remove this 2 underscore because it is already a character. Okay, and let me log this one also. Okay, okay, and let me remove this one. So currently we are just logging the location name and grade name. So this will fetch the location name and grade name based on today's date. Okay, but if we have to change the effective date and get the data as per another effective date. Okay, so in this case we have the effective date here from 10th of December 2004 till 6th of no, this is the new one. Effective start date is 6th of June. Let me see. So in case let me refresh. Okay, in the meanwhile I will let me write. So how you do that, you use change underscore context underscore change underscore context formula. Okay, so we will write change underscore contexts, and we will say the context name we are changing is effective date, the one we are using here. Okay, effective date. Okay, so we will say the change effective date now, and I will go to effective date of this one to fetch the data from this record. Okay, so I will, if I give the date 5500/2006. Okay, so let me change the date now for this one as 2006/05/05, and we have to give the format as well. So we are saying YYYY Okay, so what we are telling the system that change underscore context effective date and run this block. So this is very important. When we are running the change underscore when we are using the change underscore context, it will only change the context for this block only. Okay, once the system finish the execution of this block, it will come back to the original effective date of the current effective date. Okay, so similarly, if we are changing the context of assignment ID, person ID, so in the same block, system will change the where condition, and after finishing this block, it will return to the original context values. Okay, so let me show you now. I will say this, that L underscore old underscore L underscore change underscore effective date underscore location is equal to this one, and I will say change underscore effective date underscore grade. Now we will try to get the grade and location based on previous effective date, okay, of previous record. So I'm going to do it. I will say that I will assign this inside this block now, change underscore location, but now I will call the database item. Okay, so database item name is, we are going to use the same one, location name, and per ASD grade name, per ASD grade name. Okay, so here I will repeat it again for you. We are using the same lines. Okay, we are using the same database item, per ASD location name, per ASD grade name. You will see the difference. Here we are calling the per underscore ASD location name inside this change context block. Okay, and we are changing the context of effective date of 5/5/2006. So when we are passing the 5/5/2006, it's a system will go to the previous record of this assignment. Okay, and let me log this also. Okay, text, and we will say effective date, we'll say change and change effective date grade is equal to change effective date grade. Okay, so this is, now we did the logging, and let me, and we in the change underscore context, we can see it's a change underscore context. You can change multiple contexts inside one block. So you might you can change effective date also, and you can give comma, and you can change HR underscore assignment assignment ID context as well. Okay, so you can change multiple contexts inside the change context function, but here we are just changing the effective date, and we will see the result now. Okay, let me compile the formula now. And I will show you the result based on the employee's historical data, then you will understand it better. What is the issue? Line 32. Line 32. What's the issue here? I think I closed it twice. Let me see. Line 32. Submit. Compile. Refresh. Line 32. Did I save? Let me save it and submit it again. Line 32. I think I didn't save it before, submit it before compiling. Let me see now. Okay, per ASD location must have a default statement. Okay, since we are as I mentioned before, since we are using the database, whenever we are using the database items, we have to use the default. So we will say default for location name is this one, and we have to give for grade name as well, because we are using two database items now. Okay, as I mentioned in the lecture of defaults, that whenever we are using the database items, we have to default them. Okay, so let me compile now again. Okay, now it's compiled. So now let me show you and view history. It has two records. In the latest one, the grade is 2 and location is Marina branch. Okay, and in the previous one, in the previous historical record, in the previous effective date, the grade is admin 03 and location is Al Maktoum branch. Okay, so you can see in the latest was, in the current effective date was admin 2 and Marina branch, but in the old one, old effective date, it's admin 03 and Maktoum branch. Okay, so let me now run the quick pay again and see the output of the first formula. It gets very interesting when you understand this, so it's very fun working with them. Okay, so let me roll back this quick pay now. This change context function is very powerful. We have to use it mostly in the production environment because we need to change the context sometimes. We might change assignment ID, we might change effective date, sometime person ID as well. So I will make another give you another scenario of a change context to using HR assignment ID as well. But let us finish this effective date as for now. So important thing to remember when we are working with the change context is that we have to use change underscore context block, and anything that is within this block will only be considered for this where condition, for this change context. So effective date is changed to this one. Whatever we are going to work in this one will only apply this change context. Once finished, this block is finished, it will return back to normal normal context. Logs. Okay, so let me see the output now. Which one it will be? Let me see. Not this one, all the times are same. So let me try this one. Sometime all the times are same, so we have to check one by one. Okay, now so let me show you now, and with the fast formula, our debug. Okay, let me bring it back. Okay, here we are. What we are doing is this is the first one. The first one is test context value. This we have already checked. These are just bringing the context value. Now test context value after the change context. Okay, so here we can see text context value, current effective date location is Marina branch, and current effective date grade is admin 02. Here we didn't change the effective date, so you can see the output. So what system did? System worked on the current effective date, and whatever the location and grade was there in current effective date. Let me show you. So current effective date record was this one. Okay, because this is the latest record. So what system did? System bring current effective date location is Marina branch. You can see here it's Marina branch, and current effective date grade is admin 02, admin 02. Okay, in the next block, when we change when we are printing the change effective date location, we are using the same database item, right? But we change the context here using effective date. Okay, and then what system did is we changed the effective date to 5th of May 2006. So 5th of May 2006 record was this one. Okay, because it's valid till 6th of May. So 5th of May will be effective this one. Here you can see the grade is admin 03. Here you can see the grade is admin 03 and location is Maktoum branch. So I hope you got the idea that why we use change context and how we can play with the different change context by passing the context name. Here we change the context of effective date. Let me show you the scenario of when we have to change the assignment ID. Another example of change context. So now we saw the scenario that we changed the effective date, right? For the same employee, we changed the effective date and we got the results. But sometime you might get the requirement that you have to fetch the data for some other employee, okay, or the same different assignment of the same employee. Okay, in this case, let me give you an example that you might get the requirement that you need to get the grade of the manager of the employee. Okay, I'm just making a scenario to show you the use of another change context. Okay, so let me, for example, now we have a requirement for this employee. Okay, for this employee we need to know the grade of the manager of this for this employee. Okay, so the manager here is Naseem Zaid and we need to know the grade of this Naseem Zaid. We cannot do this because we don't if we use the same per underscore a as the grade name, it will bring the result grade for this employee. Yeah, but now the requirement is we need to know the grade of the manager, so we have to change the context and we have to change the assignment ID. I will show you. Let me show you. Okay, so we are going to use the same database item name, but based on the change context, the power of change context we will use to get the grade of the manager. Okay, so let me, for example, save now underscore manager grade name is equal to this this one, and let me use the same change context. Okay, change context, but here we have changed the context as HR underscore assignment underscore ID. Let me get the context name exactly, H underscore assignment ID. So now we are telling the system change the context but use this assignment ID. So in the where condition, when system will bring the data, the system will use this assignment ID, right? And which assignment ID we have to pass? We have to get the assignment ID of the manager. Okay, let us get manager ID. This is one of the database item available. Per manager assignment ASG. Okay, so yeah, this one, per underscore assignment underscore manager ID. Of course, this you will get to know with the practice. Once you start working on it, you will know that which database item you need to use. This comes with the practice only, because there are thousands of database items available. So now, and I will use this grade name, L manager grade name. I'm just calling the database item name. Okay, per A is the grade name I'm calling and storing in this variable. But how system knows that I need to bring the grade name for the manager? Here I'm telling change in this context and use this block, use this assignment ID. So system will use this where condition, pass the manager ID, and this per A as the manager ID is of current employee. Okay, so system is parsing the manager ID, using this as an assignment ID and bringing the grade name of the manager. Let me give the output now. Let me say this one as no need for this one. Okay, yes, so I will say manager grade name is equal to this one. Okay, so I hope you got it, that I declared a variable manager grade name. Change context, I'm telling the system the change context. What context you have to change? Assignment ID. And which assignment ID to use? Per A as the manager assignment ID of, so this will give us the manager ID of current employee. And then I'm calling the database item name. So system knows that I need to get the grade name based on the assignment ID passed here in this context. Okay, so let me run this now. Okay, in the meanwhile I will roll back this also. Okay, let me refresh. So in the first case we saw we were changing the context of effective date of the same employee. Now we are changing the assignment ID so it's completely new record, new employee. We can also pass the effective date also. For this manager, it might have 2 3 effective date records, so we can pass the effective date. Since we are not passing the effective date, so system will take the effective date as of today. But if the requirement is there that we have to pass different effective date of future or backdated, we can also pass this as a context parameter, and we will use effective date and pass the effective date also. So this is the power of change underscore context. I hope it is now making sense to you. I understand when you start you think like it's a complex thing, but it's not. It's very easy once you understand the concept. So let me run the quick pay now and see the output. Now system should give us the grade name of the manager. Let me see the manager grade. This is the manager name. Let me open manager record. Okay, manager, okay, Zaid Naseem, and the grade is MGMT 06. Okay, so quick page run completed with alerts. What it is saying? It gave some error. Let us see. The former couldn't be executed for test bonus earning line 38. Okay, line 38. Okay, and the formula specified in the execute call might not be able to execute. For example, a formula can only run compiled formulas that are available in the list that is running in. There may be a further restriction such as restriction based on formula type. Make sure formula specified in execute calls are executable. Let me see. Change underscore context, manager grade name. I'm passing manager ID. Am I defaulting it? Maybe this is the error. I did not compile. Test line 55. Okay, let us fix it. The formula was in error state, that's why it got error. So I'm passing this one, and I think there is only one here. Yes, this one extra parenthesis was there, and also we might need to default. Yes, did we default it? I think no. So we have to default this one as well. Default, because this is a new database item we used. Since this is number, we will give this one. Okay, compile it. Let's see now. Okay, now it's compiled, so we will roll back this one and run it again. Manager grade name and manager grade name. Yes. So let me run this again now. There are different kind of contexts available. HR relationship ID, term ID, grade rate ID. You can use them. You might get the requirement, but mostly heavily used are HR assignment ID, person ID, and effective date. Sometime you might, if you have different legal employer also, you can use this one as well. So let us see the output now. There is another powerful concept which I will make a separate lecture on. The next lecture will be on this one. The formula type to database item mapping. There are different formula types. Okay, so this formula type is payroll access to HR formula, payroll access to HR. Okay, we have to use this formula payroll access to HR formula type when we have to fetch the employee data inside the payroll. I will make a separate lecture on this one, so that will help you understand more. Let us see logs now. Okay, this one. Okay, Okay, it's saying context values L underscore manager grade name, nothing appeared. What could be reason? Let me see. Manager grade name is this one. Change underscore context, test underscore context underscore values, manager grade name is manager grade name is equal to this one. Change context HR assignment per ASC manager assignment ID, manager grade name is equal to per ASC grade name, text context values, text context value manager underscore grade name, L underscore manager grade name per ASC manager ID. Oh, we have to use this database item. Let me show you. We have to use, because we are changing the assignment ID. You can see here we are passing the assignment ID, so we have to pass manager assignment ID. We were passing the manager ID. Okay, so this database item, so we are telling use this assignment ID and pass the assignment ID of the manager. Okay, let me compile it again. It's good that when we get the error, then we do the troubleshooting, then we learn more. So let me roll back this now. Let's see the out. Then I will have to default it as well, this one. It should give error. Why it is taking too much time? Because now we are using this assignment ID, this database item. Okay, and we can see the default is missing for this assignment ID. Let me give the default for this one. This one we used, and we have to give default for this one. So we are covering previous items here in this with these errors as well. That's why we use default. When we use database items, we have to use default. So this is a good practice and recovery of the previous lectures as well. Okay, now it is working. So let me run the quick pay again. So manager grade is MGM T06. Let us see. Okay. Okay, it's getting completed now. Quick pay completed. Logs. You can see test context values, manager grade, name is equal to MGMT06. So I hope it's clear to you now. I will rephrase it in a short summary, that we use get underscore context function to get the values of person ID, assignment ID, and we change context with different kind of context like assignment ID, person ID, effective date, to bring the data which is normally not available in the current context. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture where I will explain you the mapping between formula types and the context.